Welcome to today's lesson on the 13 colonies. Today, we will review the foundings of the first 3 English colonies, and we will learn the names of the 13 original British colonies. Let's get started. A colony is a group of people who leave their native country to form a new group or location that is controlled by or still under the leadership of the native country. The 13 colonies were British colonies of people on the east coast of North America. The 13 colonies were in America, as you can see here in red, but they were controlled or governed by Britain across the Atlantic Ocean in Europe. Wait, what? 13 colonies? We've only studied 3 colonies. Let me clarify. Yes, we did only study 3, the first 3. Let's review. Great Britain, then called England, tried to set up the colony of Roanoke in 1587. That's the first one we studied. This was the first English colony, but it failed. Remember, everyone there disappeared. No one knows what happened to them, even still to this day. "20 years later, Great Britain, still called England at that time, tried again to set up a colony in the New World. This time, they established the colony of Jamestown in 1607. Despite a rocky start, Jamestown survived and is known as the first permanent, meaning lasting, English colony. The success of the Jamestown colony led Great Britain, again, England, to try again. This time, after sailing across the Atlantic Ocean on the Mayflower, they established the colony of Plymouth in 1620. Plymouth colony is probably the most well known, even though it was not the first English colony or even the first permanent English colony. So remember, scholars, the first one was Roanoke in 1587, but it failed. The second one was Jamestown in 1607, and it did succeed and was the first permanent English colony. And then in 1620, the colony of Plymouth was established. Those were our first 3. So how did this get to be from 3 to 13? Let me explain. Jamestown and Plymouth were actually villages or settlements, and many more of them began popping up as more and more people came to settle in the Americas. As you can see here in this map, you can find Plymouth in about the middle of the map in 1620, and then the years other villages or settlements were established nearby. Bridgewater, Freetown, Dartmouth, Rochester, Sandwich. Each of those red dots is a village or settlement that was established. Now, the people who came here and settled were the first English people to live in the Americas, But scholars, I do want you to remember there were already people native to the land living here before the English colonists came to live. Let's always make sure we're keeping that in mind. Over the next 150 years, that's quite a jump in our study, the settlements and villages became parts of bigger colonies because the population was growing. For example, Plymouth and the many villages in the area became part of the colony of Massachusetts. This happened throughout the eastern coast of what is today the United States. By 1775, there were 2.5 million people living in the 13 British colonies. Wow, 2.5 million people. That's 2,500,000 were living in the 13 British colonies by the year 1775. Those colonies were classified into three groups. The first group was the New England colonies, which you are seeing in yellow on the map. Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. The second group was the Middle colonies. There in purple. New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. The third group was known as the Southern colonies. Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. There are the New England colonies, the Middle colonies, and the Southern colonies. Here's a song sung to the tune of the Addams Family that names all 13 of the colonies. Here, give it a listen. Virginia is a green land. Massachusetts can be quite grand. There's New Hampshire and old Maryland, the 13 colonies. Connecticut is serene and fair, as are Rhode Island and Delaware. North and South Carolina make a pair, the 13 colonies. Neat. Sweet. Can't be beat. New York and New Jersey in a line. Pennsylvania was a good find. Now I've got Georgia on my mind. The 13 colonies. So scholars, you can listen to that and play it again. It is also available on a post by itself, so you can hear it and practice and sing along. I do think it might help to try it on your own, maybe a little bit slower. The music I found was a little fast, even for me. But go ahead, give it a try. The song gets kind of stuck in your head, and soon you'll be singing it and not even realizing it. Big fun. Let's keep going. The objectives for today. What we accomplished. We reviewed the foundings of the first three English colonies, Roanoke in 1587, Jamestown in 1607, and Plymouth in 1620. And we learned the names of the 13 original British colonies. Your assignment for today. Open the attached Google form to answer the questions about today's lesson. You may look back at today's lesson for help. Remember, click the Submit button when you are finished. Good luck, scholars, and thanks for joining me at today's lesson.